You know, it really be like that sometimes. Let me take this shit off. It really be like that sometimes, man. I mean, I'm just gonna let the cat out the bag. I'm pretty black pilled for the most part. I'm not like 100% black pill, but I'm about 75% black pill. That's probably a lot. Probably like 85% black pill. And me personally, I do believe that, at least initially, at least where you have a chance, at least with most of these modern women or whatnot, looks is definitely really your only key. Face card and height, pretty much. That's really your only key. So that's pretty much that. But besides that point, Wheat Waffle is pretty much one of the bigger black pill YouTube channels. Is going to go into how much does personality really matter, because a lot of people still believe that like personality matters, and it does, but I would say it matters later on, after you met the looks threshold and the initial attraction to even get the chance to even display your personality. Because it's not like you walk around and people are like, wow, his personality's so hot, or his personality is what attracted me to him to even get to know him. You know what I'm saying? So the looks comes first, then the personality comes second. So let's just see how much personality really matters.
One of the most common responses I hear to my videos or conversations I have in real life is, oh, but wait, not every girl cares about looks. Not every girl cares about looks. Some care about personality. So it's basically this whole notion that not every girl cares about looks, and you just need to find one that values other stuff. Right. Well, let me ask you this question as an analogy. If a guy fails his exams and doesn't get into his dream university, how would it make him feel if someone says, oh, but don't worry, not every university cares about grades. Not every university cares about grades, so you'll be fine. I think most would agree if he was told this, he would feel it was a kick in the teeth. I came up with this analogy because I think it tells a couple of things. One, by the very fact someone says, but not every university cares about grades, doesn't that imply that the vast majority of universities do care about grades? Likewise, when someone says, but not every girl cares about looks, surely that suggests they believe most girls do care about looks a whole lot, and it's only a small minority that don't and care about other things.
Yeah, I mean, if you're starting stuff off with a preface of not every, then that definitely 100% means that you're pretty much looking for exceptions to the rule. So yeah, so far so good.
We don't even realize when they make comments like, "But not every girl cares about looks," they are actually agreeing with me and know that most girls do care about it and more than anything else. And two, if there is a university that doesn't care about grades, surely that's going to be one of the bad ones that pretty much accepts anybody. Don't expect Harvard or Oxford to be letting people in with mediocre grades. It's more going to be the university of serving up fries and flipping burgers that won't care. Similarly, for the girls who don't care about looks, a lot of them also take no pride in their appearance and have little to no relationship qualities. They will date the first average-ish guy that comes their way. Do you think a girl...
I don't even think those exist, bro, anymore, bro. If I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, even girls who don't care about the looks, and even girls that are ugly, bro, they still got some crazy high delusional standards, bro. I don't know. Hey, if you guys on this video, let me know, like, what's the number one thing that you've experienced in dating, and I guess the number one reason why, if you know when you were, awarded that information, why you may have been rejected in the past.
Who's been going to the gym for
I'm very
3 years
curious.
and is in impeccable shape will date Twiggy McTwig with a recessed jaw and receded hairline? I don't think so. More often than not, I've seen the girls who care about looks the most are the ones that are good looking themselves and work on their appearance constantly. Why would any of them want to feel they are dating down? It's just not going to happen. They are the most concerned about whether the guys available to them are on their level or higher, and they certainly won't be going for average Joe nice guy just because he paid her a pleasant compliment. One last point. even if there is a very small minority, and when I say very small, I mean very, very small, around 1% of highly attractive girls that don't care about looks. Surely these will already be taken. I mean, they are attractive, so they will have been hit on a lot. And secondly, the bar for a guy to date her is so low that it's pretty much a matter of the first average to below average guy that makes a move will get her in a relationship. In other words, any of these so-called hidden gems are already gone. If a girl is attractive and has low standards, then she'll find a guy she deems adequate so fast. And because that guy knows he's getting a good deal, then he'll try his very best to keep it alive. But even then, these couples are extremely rare and entirely dependent on luck and timing. For us, we simply can't bank on such occurrences happening. Anyway, the main focus I want to talk about in this video is, does personality matter? How much does it matter?
Guys, and that's another thing. Please let me know. Like, do you guys really think personality matters? And like you said, how much does it matter? And if you do believe personality matters, why? If you don't believe personality even matters, why? Besides, obviously, looks just matter, you know?
And can you get away with having not much personality if a girl finds you very attractive? The answer to these questions can all pretty much be answered the same way. In my opinion, your personality only matters if a girl already likes your looks. That's my experience. I've dated quite a few girls and had 3 relationships. I've found the main variable for whether your personality matters is if she already likes your looks and finds you attractive. What this means, in reverse, is if a girl doesn't like your looks, then your personality is inconsequential and no amount of personality will change her mind. I've had so many experiences as a guy where I've thought a girl was semi-interested in the beginning, low to mid interest, so she's giving C or B tier signals, and I thought if I keep talking to her, got to know her more, show parts of my extroverted side and how I'm a fun person, then eventually she'll see the potential in me as a romantic partner and will be on the path to start a relationship. In other words, try to convert that C or B tier into an S tier. I don't recall a single time this has ever worked in practice. In fact, in my experience, every girl I've had romantic involvement with had clear communication of their strong feelings from the offset. And that's despite trying dozens of times with girls who were medium interest at first. It always failed. So, what this taught me, and I know it seems quite negative and dispirited, but this
You know what? I hate that. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like at the end of the day, like the truth is the truth, bro. And I'm tired of people saying like, oh, you're negative because, you know, you're saying the truth. Like, look, I get it, bro. As a human, we all fucking cope, bro. Literally, that's how we even get through life. We just, humans, we cope through life, bro. Everything pretty much damn near is a damn cope. Because life is hard. I'll rob a bank before my daughter starve. So like type shit. And I just hate how people instantly just use that buzzword of, oh, it's negative. As soon as you start talking about some real stuff that's actually the truth and something, and the stuff that people don't, they just like to brush under the rug. The elephant in the room no one wants to talk about. And everyone just acts all oblivious, but everyone knows deep down inside this information that he's saying. Everyone knows this deep down inside. Everyone knows it. So it's just like, what's the issue?
Just my experience, girls who give low or medium interest are the same as no interest.
Facts.
I'll repeat. Medium
Facts.
interest equals no interest.
Facts.
The only girls that will give you a chance is if it's A tier at the minimum or ideally S tier from the very first conversation. Now, this doesn't mean personality doesn't matter whatsoever. What I found is personality can ruin attraction if you mess up. It is absolutely possible to lose interest from a girl who initially liked you if she feels you have a bad personality.
And you know, honestly, this shit's probably happened to me a lot of times, bro. especially when I was younger. And honestly, this is probably the best my personality's ever been. But like, especially when I was younger and shit, bro. Like, I really was a fucking asshole, bro. But it was really more of a deflection and protection mechanism for just, you know, insecurities and, you know, just being kind of, just, you know, when you're young and shit, bro. Like, especially when you're like in all those social, like, it's like there's a lot of just the baggage of being kind of like made fun of in high school for things and shit like that. It kind of changed me, you know what I'm saying? So it just made me a fucking asshole. Like, I didn't give a fuck about nobody, and I was just willing to not act appropriately in front of people because I just didn't give a fuck. Because why the fuck should I care? Like, if he was gonna make fun of me, then fuck it, nigga. I'm just gonna do whatever the fuck I want and fuck everybody else. So that was kind of my mentality, and yeah, that definitely turned some girls off. You know what I'm saying? And turn some girls on, but it depends on how far you go. You know what I'm saying? Like, being a nice guy, I don't think that type of personality will ever work with women. But, you know, being respectful, but ultimately thinking for yourself and being kind of like, you can be a bad boy and be respectful. I think that's like the best type of personality or archetype that will garner you the most successful woman, for sure.
And all it takes is one thing that really doesn't sit right with her. You offend her or have a big disagreement of values, and then she'll chalk you off as an option, and there's nothing you can do to keep her
interested. And another thing too, words really matter to them, bro. Like, you can really just say the wrong thing like he said, and it's a wrap, bro. So words really matter to them, bro. So what the fuck you say out your mouth really does matter. Have you heard of the term, like, people talking themselves out of pussy? Because words really do matter to them, bro. Like, words is like everything to them, bro. I swear to God.
I've had this happen a couple.
But that's obviously after you actually even got a chance in the first place by just, you know, being attractive to her.
Times, even when a girl had been giving me S tier. But thankfully, I'm more careful now in terms of phrasing and word choices to avoid this from happening. Mm-hmm. Basically, don't offend her and you'll be fine. But remember, the most crucial point is she needs to be giving you S tier to begin with. Now, with this in mind, after you've found a girl who's giving you S tier, how far can you go with regard to having a lackluster and laid-back personality and still have her be interested? Well, in my experience, a huge amount. I'm not saying you should do this. Obviously, you should be a nice person and try your best to come across pleasant and your true self. But for the sake of answering the question of how much does personality matter when a girl is already giving you S tier, I can tell you that your personality will have little to no effect on the outcome for whether she likes you or not. For example, here's a personal story. One time I met up with a girl from Tinder. She was average-ish from her photos, and I thought I'd go out with her just to see how it goes. She was being super receptive over text. Instant replies, even if I was working during the day and couldn't respond immediately. She then invited me to a house party with a bunch of friends. I agreed, and when I got to the party, unfortunately, I found her less attractive than I saw in the photos. And I wasn't feeling my best that day, so not being much in a sociable mood, I hardly said a word to get to know her or any of her friends. And I was so bored at one point because I felt isolated, I decided to go inside and work on scripts for videos in her room. She came in multiple times asking if I was okay and if I wanted to stay or go, but I repeatedly said no. I just feel overwhelmed and need some alone time. When I'm in a new environment, I often feel uneasy due to overstimulation, which makes me want some peace. In other words, based on the first time meeting this girl, I would have came across extremely closed off, with a non-existent personality.
Yeah,
if
she
not
still
a
was
negative
fucking
one.
with him. Yeah.
I was very antisocial, awkward, avoidant. Many people would describe these obviously as negative traits that would kill attraction if you were with a girl. However, despite all this, she was still giving me S tier and desperate to get to know me more. And to show this is true, on one of the occasions she came to the room, we made out.
That's what I'm saying. So if you motherfuckers ever say, looks don't matter, bro, like, you're tripping, bro. If that isn't the best, bro, I'm telling you, bro, like, I think most guys aren't that delusional. Most guys understand and know that looks matter. And here's the thing, too. I'm sure you have a type. Every girl has a type. Really, I feel like the cheat code is finding a girl finding the type of girls that like your phenotype. Everyone has a phenotype. Everyone has a way that their shit's expressed. He's a ginger. I'm a black guy. I got black phenotype, African phenotype. He has a Caucasian phenotype. You know what I'm saying? Everyone has a different phenotype. So, it's just a matter of finding the women that actually like your phenotype. A lot of black women really love your phenotype. A lot of black guys, actually, you'd be surprised. Actually, a decent amount of white women love your phenotype. Asians, probably not so much. You know, I don't really know how Latinas view black. I mean, honestly, I feel like everyone likes black guys, to be honest, besides like Asians. But then again, it's just certain types of girls, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't say everyone. It's just like really certain. It's a niche thing for, whatever. Sorry.
And furthermore, after I left and got home, she still wanted to see me more often and give me extra chances.
Damn.
It honestly was that easy, despite me having a non-existent.
If that don't tell you anything, guys, bro, like that tells you everything you need to know.
Another experience I found is when a girl likes your looks, she will sometimes bend her personality to cater for yours. For example, if you are an extroverted and confident guy, she will try to reflect and live up to your energy even if she doesn't feel the same as her natural self. She will engage in activities that aren't her cup of tea if it means she can make you happy. I have, on 2 occasions, had girls come to concerts to see my favourite artists and fake they are having a good time just so they can please me. I feel I am quite good at reading body language and can tell if a girl is actually invested in the activity we are doing or if they are just faking enthusiasm in order to make me happy.
Yeah.
In these 2 times, I went to concerts with girls for artists they couldn't care less about. I could tell they weren't really that interested, but were just trying to match my level of happiness. This might seem a bad sign, but in many ways can actually be seen as a sign of strength in a relationship. If a girl is in this much awe of you that she tries her very best to please you and make you happy, then it shows the attraction is very strong. Now, of course, this can't be taken to the extreme. Otherwise, that's exploitation. You should have mostly common interests, and on occasion, you should do favors for your partner, even if your enthusiasm isn't the highest. So what I'm trying to say is, in scenarios where a girl likes you so much that she generously does things for you that she's not 100% keen on, just to make you happy, then it means she is a keeper and sees a lot of potential in you for the long term. One more story I have showing personality doesn't particularly matter when a girl already likes your looks. One time, I was at this bar in this small village whilst on a hiking trip. And this was a stereotypical old people's bar where there were maybe a handful of guys my age. I had a look around and I could tell I was the highest SMV guy by far. It wasn't even close. The second best guy was an LTN at best. Anyway, I got served by this bar girl who was very, very pretty. A 7? And she was the prettiest girl in this place by far. The only one I'd consider as a dating option in the whole building. Anyway, the first interaction when she served my drink was normal, but then the second time when I went up for a drink, which was at least 45 minutes later, before I even opened my mouth, she says, "San Miguel, right?" And I said, "Yeah, that's good." And as I walked away, I thought to myself, right, the fact she remembered my drink means she 100% noticed me. Because I knew she served at least 50 other old dudes in between the time I came back up. But all of them she just saw as the next old fool. So she didn't remember any of those, but she remembered me. Furthermore, I knew she was interested because a time before I've dated a girl where this exact scenario happened, but in a coffee shop this time. She remembered my drink, and the second time I came up, she said, "A large latte and water again?" And I said, "Yeah, that's right." So at this point, at the bar, I was already pretty sure this girl was interested. Anyway, I then sit back down and have my second drink. And once I finish it, I'm about to head out. But I see her, and before I leave, I go up to talk to her while she's cleaning a table. And again, before I even get out my first word, just merely making a gesture in her direction, she immediately looks up at me, takes a step closer and starts giving her full, undivided attention, almost as if she was waiting for it to happen. And when I say she was giving me S tier, I mean she was giving me S tier. Everything I said was met with agreement and enthusiasm. For example, since I was a little tipsy at the time, I would sometimes make comments that, in many contexts, will cause a girl to lose interest. Such as when she said how great it is I came up to her and asked if I do it often. I responded, yes I do, and I have done it a million times before. And I use pretty much the same line every time. I hope that doesn't make you feel less special, but this isn't new to me. And she responds, wow, that's so great. You have the confidence. Not many guys do that nowadays, especially those your age. This taught me that the majority of men that hit on her while she's at work are old idiots who never have a chance. And she saw it as a breath of fresh air that a guy her age and looks level hit on her for once. She then said, I want to see how you would approach me in the street if we hadn't met before. Do your thing and show me how you would come up. I couldn't believe how much enthusiasm she was giving me.
I don't know, bro. That's kind of like... I don't know, bro. Something's off about that. That's kind of like red flag, bro. Like, what girl would ever say some shit like that, bro? That's. I'd be kind of like... You know how, like, girls can talk to themselves... Guys can talk themselves out the pussy? Shit, that's like some girls talking themselves out the dick. Like, bro, what the fuck you talking about? How would you approach me in this? Nigga, I approach you the way I approach you, bro, in this situation. Like, what the fuck? You gonna do some ideal scenarios or whatnot? Like, what about your fucking... Like, I don't know, bro. I wouldn't have felt too fond of whatever the fuck.
Girl asks you to do romantic roleplay with her. It is a very strong choosing signal. I thought things were definitely going to lead somewhere, but unfortunately, she said she's been in a relationship for 6 months. However, that is not where the S-tier enthusiasm finished, because she was so apologetic about the fact she had a boyfriend.
Whatever, nigga.
And told me how before she met her boyfriend, she was a fun machine.
Whatever.
You can figure out the actual word she used here instead of fun machine. And she told
whatever,
me...
nigga, none of that shit matters, bro. Trust me, she really, really wanted you, bro. She wouldn't have even told you had a boyfriend, and she still would have did something, bro. So it ain't this S tier that you talking about, bro. Because if it's really, truly S tier, bro, girls cheat on their dudes all the fucking time. So I don't want to hear none of that shit.
If I was still in that part of my life,
get your butt down.
Be the kind of guy I'd go for, and it's just
lay down.
Timing. So this shows even if a girl was in a relationship, it doesn't mean she can't give you S tier. Additionally, it doesn't really matter what you say or if the things you say are controversial, as long as they're not too far. If she is giving you S tier, then you can get away with so much. What I mean is if you feel you're treading on eggshells with a girl...
Alright, we get the gist. Now he's just fucking bragging about his W he thought was a W, which is really not a W. But let's roll this beautiful comment footage, shall we? Attractive people are subconsciously perceived to just be better people, so that's all the answer you really need. Yeah, and honestly, that is kind of just true, bro. Like, it's really fucked up, but I think all humans kind of do that shit. I think it's just like the way our brain works. If she's not physically attracted to you to begin with, then she wouldn't give a damn about your personality. Well, no shit, Sherlock. It matters as much as the girl finds you attractive, meaning the more a girl finds you attractive, the more she cares about your personality. If she doesn't find you attractive, your personality won't mean a damn thing, I guess. My phrasing for this is, if she's not really interested, then she's really not interested. If she's not really interested, then she's really not interested. Okay. Looks is everything. You were either attracted to her in the first few seconds. Yeah, like really, bro. Like, honestly, they make these decisions like split second, bro. Like it's just like, psh, yeah, he'd get it, or he couldn't, or he would never have a chance. But then it's really like, you get like this queue of niggas who can get it, and then at the end of the day, women can find any reason on top of that. Just because you get your foot in the door and you're attractive to them, bro, doesn't necessarily mean you'll get them, though, bro. Because women will find any fucking reason to reject you. That's kind of where like game comes in, and that's where most guys still, even if they are attracted to them, are still walking on eggshells because of the amount of options women have and their delusional standards. So it's just still, being attractive still doesn't help. It's still not enough. That's pretty much, that's the most brutal thing, bro, is like knowing that like even if they are attracted to you, it's still not really enough because you still got to meet other check boxes. Just being attractive is the first one. Hey man, I'm just keeping it a buck. Looks equals personality. Personality equals face. Confidence equals height. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, people are hit. It's over for personality sales. Yeah, people are hit. So, like I said, please explain to me why personality matters and why looks doesn't. If you can, highly doubt you could, but it's your boy signing off, man. Deuces.